Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. First of all, I'd like to thank the third virtual International Halal Conference organizer to giving me an opportunity to give a keynote talk at this conference. The topic they chose, nurturing young talents in the global halal industry, is an excellent, timely topics because we have right now actually a very good halal economy, and our young generations, our young talents need to know what does it take to start a halal food entrepreneurships, halal food business. And in this talk, I'm going to give you a brief overview about global halal industry, talk about some young talents with some examples, and then we talk about Muslim entrepreneurship, and then of course some of the ideas how our young talents can start different businesses. I'm sure that everybody know about halal industry. It is of course, billion-dollar business, not a million-dollar business. And when you say about halal, usually concept comes in about only the halal food. But halal is not only the food. Halal is basically is that travel industry. Halal could be a fashion industry, cosmetic industry, your banking, financing industry, of course, your communications, your internet, and also transportations, logistics, environment, all that basically have some aspect of halal. And therefore, we don't have to just tell our young talents to focus only halal food. They can start any kind of halal business. And to give you some idea, of course, food industry is the one which comes when you talk about global halal industry, but we have logistics, transportations, shipping, of course, some of the ingredients that we use in the food, beverages, tourisms. Then, of course, a very big industry is the pharmaceutical industry, Islamic finance, then, of course, training and consultancy opportunities. Then we have some of the auditing, lab analysis opportunities, research and development, food product and retailings, meat and poultry, and of course, from farms and animals feed to humane slaughtering, all that encompasses about halal industry. And here you can see that about halal, pharma, tourism, food, fragrance, toiletries, animals, investments, of course, insurance, chemicals, ladders, logistics. Therefore, this is not a small one topics. It is a broad topics in the halal industry. And this is a right time for our young generation, young talents to go into this kind of business. And we need to let them know what are the opportunities are available for them at this time. And of course, to just re-emphasize that it is not a $1 million industry, it is a billion with the B dollar industry. And you can see there again, halal food, this is $1 billion industries, halal travels, fashions, halal media, halal pharmaceuticals, and of course, halal cosmetics and halal finances. All these are $1 billion industry. And unfortunately, most of these industries are run with non-Muslims. Very few exceptions, but everything else is run by non-Muslims. Therefore, this is an excellent opportunity for our young talents, for our young generation to start these kind of businesses, go into halal travels, go into the halal fashions, go into the halal media, go into the halal pharmaceutical industry, go into halal cosmetics, go into the Islamic finances, not only halal food. And this is all related to Muslims. This is all related to us. It's very close to our heart. Why should we have somebody else uh, working on it when we can also do the same thing? Therefore, I think it is a very good opportunity that we need to work that. And I'm sure you guys, everybody here have seen young talents, the Muslims, soccer players, you have seen the football players, and people get very excited when they see that, oh, there's Muslims in this team, international soccer. And you also see not only the male, but also you see a female athletes, Muslims, they are participating in that world level. Therefore, there are young talents not only in the sports, but we need to start teaching our young talents very early stage when they are in the school. Therefore, we have to start very rare when they go to a very elementary school, and we need to start explaining them what halal is, what kind of halal business they can go into it. And then when they go to college and universities, they are very well versed in halal. They can pick up one of the halal entrepreneurships. They can pick up one of the halal business. They don't have to be only the halal foods. It could be halal pharmaceuticals, halal nutraceuticals, halal tourism. And therefore, these opportunities are endless. And just to give you, as I said, some example, I'm sure that everybody talking about that our heroes, talents, the Muslim scientists, the one actually who have came up, they are the behind the COVID vaccine. Therefore, these are the inspirations we take it from our scientists. And then, of course, we can teach our talents, our young generations, our teenagers to what that does involve into it to making these achievements there. Therefore, if you go and see there are basically so many inventions that our young talents can do that. Uh, Sometimes we are not visible. Sometimes we are shy. Sometimes there's some restraints, but there are a lot of inventions that is done by Muslims, and our talents, our young generations, they have good talents to achieve these inventions. I was just looking into that, and I found these young Muslim inventors. They are recognized in the Geneva, one of the very big exhibitions. Therefore, it is not only that we don't have the talents, we have opportunities everywhere. And you will read that these are some of the 10 female Muslim scientists who is going to pave the way to the better future. These are our talents. They have started when they were in elementary schools. They started in it when they were in the high school, and they have a dream to be starting something halal, something to do with their, as in the environment, whatever they're trying to do there. Therefore, I think we need to start doing that. And also, please note that halal is not only focused on either is it science or is it only that the food, it's everywhere. And you can see also the rise of the Muslim woman, that all our young talents, they are working in that entrepreneurship in the technology sections. They are looking into tech, and that is all young women. They want to be a tech entrepreneur. Therefore, we have to give them inspirations to Muslim entrepreneurs, the teenagers, or maybe the high schoolers, or maybe the college going schoolers. There are so many different opportunities, not only to a male, but also a females. And they are working at homes, and they can actually to be entrepreneurs in different areas. Basically, there are a lot of home-based business, halal home-based business. So they can be entrepreneur there. You have to look into it. What are the opportunities and what kind of products they can start, what kind of things they can do it as entrepreneurships. And they have to start their ideas from very in the beginning. The way it works is that you have to have a startup ideas. Of course, you do your feasibility study. And then of course, you see how can I commercialize this my idea. And then of course, next is you have to strategize the how I'm going to implement this idea. I have idea to start the food. I have idea to start something. I have idea to start a fashion business. I have an idea to start a cosmetic business. What are my strategies going to be? What are my plans going to be? How I'm going to implement my plans there. And then of course the money, financial is the one of the major thing. How we can support, where do I going to get the money? Therefore, we should have a structure where we can support these young entrepreneurships. And then, of course, the value. The value is one of the most important things, which is very common in the young generations. When we were growing up, we did not pay attention. But now I see my daughters, my sons, they have different values. For example, the young generation, their concept of halal cannot be just encapsulated just on ingredients only. In Islam, the halal products are associated with values and ethics. Halal branding lies with emotional relationship between the producer and the consumer. It's not only that we're looking only the halal ingredients, okay, this is all we needed. No, we have to get the values. What are the ethics of my business? What's the value of my business? If I'm going to do a cosmetics, or my ingredients are toxic, or they have tried somewhere in the animals, if we need to be more careful, we have to be more look into sustainability. And one of the young talents nowadays are very concerned about eco-ethicals. What that means, the lifestyle is the eco-ethical lifestyle is the fastest growing market in the world, in Muslim countries and in non-Muslim countries. What that means? That means if the product or my business, what I am trying to do it, is that green? Is that sustainable? Is that eco-friendly? Is that ethical? Is that is fair trade? Is it clean? Is it organic maybe? Is it non-toxic? Conscious? All these factors, the emotions, the values, that has to be part of halal entrepreneurship. For example, I mentioned earlier, let's say if you want to start a word cosmetics, the business I'm going to start cosmetics, is that cruelty free? Are any testing done of the raw materials into the animals? Are we exploit the animals to obtain some of the raw materials? Are our packaging are friendly to environments? Are we reducing the footprint? Are we recycling? If you have to maybe redesign or reuse or recycle all the plastic waste. And that is the new concept of all our young talents, all our new generations. They are not only looking halal into just as an ingredient, they are looking a whole chain. And also, what is the corporate social responsibilities? How, what are the goals? Are you sincere or not? What's your responsibility? What are your resources? Are you doing the fair trade? Are you exploiting of the people? How you going to do your business? And that is one of the most important factors we want to keep in mind, because all our young generations are very much into all these new eco-ethicals, all new values, all new things that they are very much concerned, because that's one they are learning when they are going to school and colleges, and this is a part, it should be part of the business. And also, it is not only they are learning that our food has to be only halal, but what about tayyib? Is that even is the wholesome? Is that is a good or healthy or safe or clean or nutritious or quality? All these factors has to be considered as a part of the business. Therefore, when you talk, make sure the Muslim entrepreneurships, keeping it halal, every day, life of the Muslims, every Muslim has to be on halal. There has to be consider all these values in order to be a good Muslim entrepreneur. You need to consider that every part of your life you live here, that has to be based upon these values. And as I mentioned that there are a lot of other businesses other than just the food, halal food. There are a lot of businesses are women are starting from homes. There are quite a few ways to make income from homes. And you have to come up with some ideas, as I mentioned, and then start your business from home, or you can do it whatever office, whatever your facilities are, you can start it. But make sure that you have to come up with that, which is halal. All our young people, as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of ideas are in cosmetics, are in the pharmaceuticals, nutraceutical industry, but a lot of cosmetics are, you have to stay in your values. You don't have to go and do something which is not halal. You are still are modest Muslims. You dress up modestly, and you can basically be still get all that things like every other person will get it, but still in your values. You can be queen. You can dress up the way you like. You can do any fashion you like to do it, but in the modest way, so that we can keep our values. And in the fashion industry, you can see there's a lot of entrepreneurships. All our young generations, all our young talented peoples are trying to come up with a lot of different designings, a lot of different ideas, maybe headscarf and all that. Therefore, you can't just say that one size fit everybody. You have to come up with different things in the fashion. That's what it is. You have to be different. You have to be modest woman, and you have to go extra step to create something which attract as entrepreneurs to the different people there. And of course, there are a lot of different ideas about halal food as well. You can, there are a lot of small businesses started from the entrepreneurships, and that's the halal business they will start it, and you can start that as well. And also, there are a lot of halal tourisms, and there's a lot of things going on in that as well. Therefore, you do not have to be stick only on the cosmetic industry or in the food industry. You can start any entrepreneurship. You can start any business. Example, I'm giving you a different example that you can start as a travel agents, start making a halal tourisms for the families, for the Muslim families. And you have to have come up with something which is unique, where all halal people, Muslim people can enjoy that same way that everybody else enjoy it. Why cannot, as a Muslim tourist, you can enjoy everything but else? Therefore, this is all about ideas. This is all about your entrepreneurships, that you can come up with something where you can also do that. And of course, it takes time, and it takes, of course, money and all that. But one way to do that, where I think is the best idea, when you are in the school even, you can start navigating halal into your cafeteria to see when you go to school, are you eating halal food? And then, of course, from there, you got the idea that I need to be doing something related to halal. Therefore, a lot of kids will start thinking about halal entrepreneurships when they are in the school or in the colleges, and they have to go through all different things in order to go to that food and, of course, that clothing and other things like that. You have to make sure you're doing everything related to halal. And of course, there are a lot of entrepreneurships that you can meet. You need to just look them, get some ideas, get some feedbacks. There are a lot of female entrepreneurs. They are creating a very, very big business. For example, in this case, just having a mug printed with different logos on it, different things, different themes on it. And that is a very good entrepreneurship. And then you will find other young Muslim entrepreneurs. They are creating foods, and they are basically getting something unique to their culture, to their food. Therefore, there are a lot of different opportunities for a young Muslims, entrepreneurs. They can start this business. And there's a lot of help available too. Of course, also, you can be as an entrepreneur in the banking industry. You can start Islamic finances. And of course, there are a lot of courses that you can get it. Learn what's the best thing is to start about Islamic finances. You can be a first one to start with that one. And you can, start and then, of course, make up from there and go further from that one. And as I said, there are a lot of resources available. Start your own halal business. There are step-by-step ideas for all the entrepreneurships, finding and of course assessing the halal opportunities in the global halal market, and be a social entrepreneurs. And of course, there are some others information available. That's Muslim entrepreneurships, the greatest Muslims are also the Muslim entrepreneurship minds. These are the books which is available that can help everybody to learn about uh, halal entrepreneurship when you are going to start this one. And I hope I gave you some ideas about halal. Therefore, you don't have to stick only halal food. There's a halal cosmetic industries, halal tourism industries. There's a halal, of course, pharmaceutical industry. There's a halal health industries, halal high-tech industries. And of course, there's a halal, some other technologies or finances available. And then there's help available. Therefore, I will encourage every single young entrepreneurs that either male or females, that you have unlimited opportunities. The sky is the limit. You have to come up with something. You have to come up with some new ideas and go with it. And right now we have internet, and you have it, Amazon, where you can sell your products very quickly. It's become very, very popular. We have social media. We can, promote the products and go from there. Therefore, I think during next 2 weeks, the conference is going to take place. I'm sure you will get a lot of different talk from different speakers who's going to give you a lot of different ideas on one of each of these topics. I talk about it. And with that, I like to say thank you very much, the conference organizer. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to give this talk. And I hope that we can see face-to-face sometimes when this COVID go away. With that, thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Have a nice day.